A funny thing happened the other day. Your worst nightmare has occurred at Langley. You see, several from the Real Jason Bourne Project have gotten together and have formed an understanding. And while I clearly understand the dichotomy and paradigm of double and triple-sided operatives, better than probably most there, I also understand the code better than any. Down to the microchips and DNA. I know about the stealthing effect, the cloaking effect, the morphing effect, and time travel. Better than any you've tried to program. And to have a reunion with others who have been put through similar and same, or in some situations, more dire circumstances because they had to pull triggers. I don't pull triggers. The only triggers I have ever pulled is when I was forced to take hunting classes as a kid in northern Michigan, allegedly for self-defense from wild animals and for sport hunting, which I detested. I've known explosives since childhood, having to deal with everything from TNT to nitroglycerin to circuitry. And surveillance with infrared and beyond. I've gone to places that you wish I had never been. That's quite apparent by the documents you had me sign on the North American Free Trade Agreement after 3 life sentences in federal prisons in foreign countries on behalf of telling the truth for the world. Thanks for that luxury of having to sign away my life. And my citizenship to be forfeited to the state of... I didn't even know that country was a fucking state of the United States until the North American Free Trade Agreement. Mexico is now a state? Hidden? Wow. How do we pull that shit off? Well, I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to talk about that. Fuck you. That's what the fucking documents said from the goddamn State Department and Department of Justice that I signed in federal prisons in fucking Tijuana. For telling the truth that U.S. warships were loading large shipments of drugs, kilos of drugs, into the bay of U.S. warships headed to San Diego to be dispersed to the United States and the world. Oh, I'm sorry, did I tell the truth again? Or how about Vietnam, where Thai stick used to come back to the United States and it had kind of a reddish tint to it, but real Thai stick doesn't have it because it wasn't stuck in body bags of soldiers coming back. Oh, I know I'm pissing off a shit ton of people in Capitol Hill right now. Or how about your hidden conflicts of interests? Those hidden trusts you have with foreign factories where you made how many trillion last year? Undeclared, intaxable income in the Senate, the House, and on Capitol Hill. I know you bend your pages over so you can bookmark them. Right, and I'm from Michigan, right from the tip. Isn't it funny? The voice of God is also from right here in Michigan, right there. Go fuck yourselves. I didn't pick the family I was born into. Yes, my mother was the chairman of the Democratic Party. Yes, I'm a third-generation Kennedy. Yes, I've seen documents going back centuries through personal research, going to D.C., pulling up archival records, by going to Ellis Island and researching through records by going to New York libraries and research records for researching records and assets and tracing things back centuries around the world, as I've done for generations. For those of you who think I'm a loose wingnut or I have lost my mind, you can thank the U.S. government if that is the case, which it's not. I've put my ass on the line for my country, for diplomatic relations in foreign nations, more times than most federal employees have ever had the opportunity to think about doing. So go fuck yourself if you think you know more about diplomacy than I do. I've been stuck in the middle of CIA wars in Central America. I've dealt with stuff in Eurasia, the Middle East, China, Pakistan, Russia. Pick a fucking country. And you want to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about? When I say U.S. intel was hacked in 2014, or in 99, or in, I could go down the list of when I let you know shit was breached. All the way to the motherfucking White House through every administration since Kennedy. I have been doing this professionally since I was 10. I was born into this. When you're greeted with FBI and Secret Service at your house, when you have presidential candidates in your house, in your living room, or heads of states, or heads of nations, or unions, or even groups that our country doesn't like. For equal rights, for civil rights, for libertarian rights, for whatever rights you want to call it. For you teetotaling, judgmental fucking cunts who wanted genocide over 7 billion people off the planet, nearly 8 billion people by 1919, and you think I'm a crack pipe? Go look at Georgia Guidestones and anything that's in the hashtags of this video. Do your own fucking research. Wake up, sheeple. It's time to stop drinking the fucking Kool-Aid and stop taking all the pills and blaming everybody else and shaming everybody else and guilting everybody else for your own stupidity. It's time you wake the fuck up. And for those who censor this video in any country, you're a fucking moron. Get over your God, get over your government, get your head out of your ass. Wake the fuck up. Unless you're a part of that 200 million VIP list from the Illuminati Rothschilds, go fuck yourselves. Hey, and I've had invitations, and I have family relatives for generations, for centuries who have been part of it. Hell, even my great-grandfather renounced the Queen in London and his lordship and his knighthood. I'm related to princes and other royalty. Do your fucking homework. My bloodline is strong. And my nomadic interests go beyond infinity. And those of you who are enlightened know precisely what the fuck I'm talking about. And those of you who are judging me right now, I already know where you're going. Because it was never your place to judge. How ironic, the titles I've received in my lifetime and the awards. And rewards and awards were never anything I sought. It was just to do the right thing, to tell the truth always, and to help those who are oppressed by others. Money is immaterial to me, even though I've been fucking raped rectally by my country for rights on trillions. As the Department of Justice well knows, as they were part of forcing me into bankruptcy when I invented SSL, voice over IT with other companies, and video streaming and other telephony and voice and face recognition technologies and other things that I've had my fingers in since childhood. When you get your toys taken away when you're in 6th grade because you knew how to rewrite law on dial-up phones with modems and things you had built from Radio Shack and Tandy to rewrite the Library of Congress, you're not a dumb shit. And my later grades in life have more than accomplished the fact that I am very bright and not insane, as documented by several institutions you local yokels try to throw me into, saying I'm a Hinkley. Go fuck yourself, Santa Monica PD. LAPD, hey, thanks for dumping me in the hood many times while you robbed me. You know what I'm talking about. It's with internal affairs at your respective locations. Hell, even the sheriffs have their problems. Ask the FBI or the undercover CIAs or other people that are sitting out at Wayside. Thanks for the free trip to county jail several times for 30 misdemeanors I had nothing to do with. And the $500,000 warrants you put out to make sure I got there. You guys have tampered with my fucking personal record so many times. I could see why there would be some that question my integrity. You brought me up on felonies and left them on public records when they were expunged because they were horse shit. And somehow they magically reappeared. But then I was told by much more at the FBI. Former FBI got his ass canned for fucking with me. Which will happen to David M. Nordalis, even though he was told by the Secretary of the Department of State, to call me and personally handle me on behalf of Obama and Kerry and tell me what an amazing patriot I've been and all the wonderful things I've done and bullshit and hey, you grew up with me and I'm such an icon in entertainment, why would I want to blow it and be discredited as being a lunatic or an alcoholic or a drug addict because of things I did for my government and I tried to tell the truth. Have you guys forgotten I was never government?